So today I want to talk to you guys about a subject that has been a hot topic on my channel in the last few months, and that is the DMRs. Now the last time I spoke to you guys about DMRs was probably a month ago in a Matt's Mailbox video, and I was quoted saying, DMRs are the snipers for players who can't aim. And rightfully so, some of you guys in the comments disagreed with that. You said maybe that's a little bit too harsh, maybe you should try and use the DMRs a little bit more, get used to them, and then give us a bit more feedback. Now, at the time when I said that, DMRs have received a massive buff, so there were a lot of players out there spamming them, and understandably, they did become very frustrating. Now, since the alpha of Battlefield 4, the DMRs have seen some buffs, some nerfs, and they have had some serious rebalancing, which was understandable because Battlefield 4 is the first game to have DMRs as a separate weapon class, so we could see that there was going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of trial and error to try and make these weapons balance perfectly into the game. So I thought I would take the advice from you guys and really try and appreciate these weapons a lot more, try and become the master of the DMRs and really take on board which kind of situations these weapons are meant to be used in. And I had the idea that maybe I could start a short series as I unlock all of these weapons, give you guys the pros and cons of each of the DMRs, and maybe some tips and tactics that I pick up along the way to become a better player with these weapons. So if that is something you would like to see on the channel, tell me down in the comments below, and if not, also tell me down in the comments below. It's great to hear from you guys to see which kind of content you want to see on the channel. So today I was using the second DMR you unlock. This is the Mark 11 MOD, and I was using this weapon practically stripped back to the bare basics. All I had was the light laser combo that I did unlock in a random battle pack, so apart from that there were no other accessories on the weapon. Now, as you will see from the gameplay, surprisingly I was actually having a very successful round, which to me was very surprising. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit of a challenge getting used to these weapons and being a successful player. Now in this round I was using the DMR alongside a support class, which is one of the great things about these weapons. Of course, you can use them with any class in the game, which means you can try and bend them to any situation you need. So as you can see on this round of Conquest on Zabod 311, there were a lot of vehicles about, and the most successful way for me personally to get rid of those vehicles is up close and dangerous with the C4. So for me personally, using the DMR alongside a support class actually created a very successful setup. Now as a regular player of Battlefield, just like any other Battlefield player, I am very aware of the annoyance and the frustration of hearing a DMR being spammed, especially on the big open maps. Now recently, as I told you guys, the DMRs did receive a major buff maybe about a month ago, which did see a lot of players using these weapons, which meant if you joined any large game of Conquest, as soon as you stepped out from cover, you would hear the very frustrating hissing and cracking noise of multiple players trying to take you out with a DMR, and that's where the frustration about these weapons originally came from. Now, since then, luckily, there has been a little bit of a dip in players using these weapons non-stop, which has made them a little bit more acceptable to use. Now, so far for me, the experience of moving across to using DMRs has actually had some very positive outcomes, and I do really suggest this to any of you guys who have not only not used DMRs before, but have really avoided any certain type of weapon. I do suggest going out there and trying to use it. Of course, a lot of people at the moment are complaining that Battlefield 4 is already becoming a little bit stale, a little bit boring, and if that is the case for you personally, I do suggest trying to use different weapons you've never used before. Try and step outside of your comfort zone, because I myself, I always use assault rifles or big LMGs because I like having that automatic fire, and if I go with those weapons, I usually do pretty well. But it can get very boring, so trying to step out of that comfort zone, try and use weapons you're not used to, can not only improve your gameplay, but actually freshen up the gameplay itself. The more weapons you expose yourself to and experience, the better player you will become. It means if you have to pick up a weapon off the floor in a round, no matter what that weapon is, if you've got experience with it, you're always going to improve your chance of survival. So to become a better player and improve your stats and your skills, I do suggest letting yourself be exposed to as many different weapons as possible. Now, the other huge advantage to using the DMRs, which I think is a real plus, which will definitely make you a better player, is the accuracy. Now, I think a lot of you guys, if you really ask yourself, will fall into this category. If you use assault rifles often, or even big LMGs with 100-round magazines, you'll become very lazy with your aim. And I myself admit I fall into this category. You see an enemy player, and because you've got a 100-round magazine, you start firing, and after you begin firing, then you might adjust your aim until eventually you hit them and you get the kill. So you become very lazy with the accuracy of your reactions and your aim. Now, using a DMR, which is of course a semi-automatic weapon, you've got to make every single shot count, especially in close range if you're fighting a player with a fully automatic weapon. So using DMRs actually trains you up to become a lot more accurate and make those first shots count, because using fully automatic weapons does make you become very, very lazy. Recently, I have had a lot of guys asking me who've moved across from console, what tips and advice do you have at becoming a lot more accurate with a keyboard and mouse? Well, my advice to you would actually be, do try using the DMRs. It might be very frustrating at first, but once you master getting those very accurate shots off with a DMR, it means that when you move across to using a support weapon or an assault rifle, you will become even more effective. This is something you can also do in a pistols only server, which actually may be even easier for a beginner player because it means everyone in the server is using a pistol. But again, using a semi-automatic pistol or a revolver will make you be a lot more accurate. You've got to make each of those shots count. So if you do want to really improve your aim, which not only beginning players, but even players like myself who have played on PC for a long time now, there's always space to improve your aim and become a better player. So using the DMRs for that is actually a great way of doing it. So at the moment, I really have been enjoying using the DMRs, so if this is something you would like to see more of on the channel, don't forget to tell me down in the comments below. Now, before we wrap up today's video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who turned out to the Battlefield stream last night. We gained over another 500 followers on Twitch, which is pretty amazing. And since then, we've actually been improving the quality of the stream again. So hopefully next time, the quality will be even better. And hopefully there should be another stream maybe this weekend with a big giveaway. So if you don't follow me on Twitch already, the link is in the description below. You will be missing out if you don't come and hang out and have some fun. So I do suggest it. It's always a good laugh. And also, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave all your comments down below. I massively appreciate them. And if you want to support the video, don't forget to hit like. It does really help me out, and I do love your constant support. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.